and welcome. So, full disclosure, I've done it again when I started the video and the audio didn't work. So, I've done a little bit of the reading. I pulled one card out, but luckily this time I realised and paused the video and started again. So, I've not had to do the whole thing. Anyway, apologies. Let me get started on what I was actually going to say. So, welcome to this week. I'm going to do a weekly reading from Monday, the 9th of September, which is today, looking at the whole week. So, I'm going to talk a bit about the astrology transits that are happening, and I'm going to do a card reading, which, like I said, I've already pulled one card, but we'll pull the rest together. So, let's talk about the transits. So, the first one that's happening today, actually. So, Mercury has gone back into Virgo, which we love because Mercury is exalted in Virgo. It loves to be in Virgo. It's in its highest form there. It does really well. So when it's in Virgo, it's more about the planning, organizing, getting structures in place. Like, it's a really good time when Mercury is in Virgo to get things organized, to get things in place, to be analytical. It's the analytical side of Mercury. So more about like being logical in our decisions, and being quite practical as well. So really good time right now when Mercury is in Virgo, which it will be for a while, to just sort of get things in order. And this is also emphasized with the sun being in Virgo as well. So we've got Sun and Mercury in Virgo. Great time to get stuff in order. So if any of you have felt this real like, I feel like I need to like just sort my stuff out, that's probably why. Because it's a really good time for that. Okay, so that's happening today. And then on Wednesday, we have Mars sextiling Mercury as well. So sextiling is a really helpful aspect. It's like a supportive aspect where they support each other rather than like rub up against each other so much. However, Mars is in Cancer at the moment, and Mars in Cancer is in its fall. So where exaltation is its highest form, fall is its lowest form. You also have detriment and home signs, but they're different anyway, so won't get into that. But yeah, that's in its fall. So that kind of means that Mars doesn't do super well in Cancer because Mars is the warrior, it's direct, it says things how it is, it takes action, it goes forth. But Cancer is the mother, is the nurturer, is the carer. So she's less concerned with like directive like action, and Mars doesn't do super well in Cancer for that reason, and it can sometimes result in its shadowy form being a bit indirect because Mars likes to be direct, but Cancer is gentler, softer, doesn't want to be so direct about stuff. So even though this is a helpful aspect, just know that it's supporting Mercury is supporting Mars when it's not in its strongest place. So hopefully we'll see more nurturing like conversations, because Mercury is the planet of communication, so it's sort of might highlight something around our communications, our conversations, and with it being in Cancer, could potentially emphasize, or what's the word, like be supportive of nurturing conversations. Or it could be that conversations are a little bit indirect, a little bit unclear. So just looking out for that maybe on Wednesday if you're having conversations with people, if it's you that's not being direct, or if you're seeing other people not being direct, there is a potential for that kind of energy collectively happening on Wednesday. And then on Sunday, we have a lovely aspect, which is Venus, planet of love, beauty, pleasure. Venus. Trining, which is also a supportive aspect, to Jupiter. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion, of abundance, of like optimism. So Jupiter is expanding Venus's power, and Venus is currently in Libra. So Venus in Libra is its home sign, not exaltation, but home sign. So it still does really well there. It likes to be there. And when Venus is in Libra, it's emphasizing the side of Venus that's more about relationships, of justice, fairness, but also art and beauty and creativity. Like, it's very concerned with these things. So Jupiter is going to be shining a light and expanding Venus's power over the weekend. So it could be a really good time to spend time with loved ones. Like, that's more the relationship side of it, or like nurturing relationships, or maybe even cultivating new relationships if that's something you've wanted to do, or starting or working on your creative projects. Again, Venus is getting a lot of help right now, and that's her domain. It's the arts, it's being lovely to people. Venus, I always think, is very like, if like, you know, Venus as an archetype is very attractive and very like people just gravitate towards her because she's just so like lovely and attractive. And I don't necessarily mean just physically, although she could be, because she does rule beauty. But it's more just that, you know, when you meet people and you're like, God, like their energy is so good, I just want to like be around them. That's Venus. So Jupiter is helping bring that out. So anything that surrounds like Venus centered things over the weekend would be a really good use of that energy if you felt called to do something like that. So I love this for us. Oh, I love that aspect. Can you tell? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get into the card reading. Like I say, I pulled one, so I'm going to continue with the general energies of the week, and then I'm going to get into sort of challenges and guidance with using these cards. So, energies of the week, please. Whoops, oh gosh. Okay. Oh yeah, I love that. Okay. So, first one we've got here is Princess of Swords, which I'm not surprised to see. So, like, it almost feels like it's describing the beginning of the week with Mercury and Virgo. So, good time to get things in order. Like, good time to... Swords rules the air element, Mercury's air. So, what that means... Well, what I'm getting from this is that, like, this is a good time to, like, get clear on things, to organize things, to plan things, right? Like she's just like got a sword and she's attacking, like not attacking in like a bad way, but she's like, you know, cutting through the nonsense to get clear on stuff. So that's very much like what we've been talking about with Mercury and Virgo. So really good time to just like get things in place, get clear on things, analysis, right? Again, swords is all about analysis, about our mind, about thinking about things in a more logical way. We've also got Princess of Wands, which again I kind of feel like is like emphasizing this. We've got two princesses, which is interesting, both in yang energy. So fire, which is wands, swords, which is air. They're both yang outwards, so it feels like there's more action this week because we've also got Six of Wands, so, and again, more action. So it looks like we're going to be doing stuff this week, so there's a need here to get clear and practical, but also to kind of be flexible in your approach as well, which is kind of interesting. So getting the structure with flexibility is really what I'm getting with this, because I always feel like with this card it's like go with the flow. Like she's so flowy and following her excitement. She's a princess as well, so it's like just things being delightful. We've got princesses here, it's just like like well, you know, I think of a princess as just being like, I just want to do what I like doing, right? So it's really giving me that kind of energy of just like being innocent and like going with things, but having a little bit of that structure as well. And then we've got Six of Wands Victory, which I'm loving. So it could be that like maybe for some of you, you've been wanting a positive outcome. This really speaks of that. It also feels like it's just going to be like a more exciting week, because I always feel like wands is like passion, excitement. We've got two wands. So there's something here about, yeah, like wands also speaks of creative energy, but more in the doing realm rather than in the being realm, if that makes sense. So, because water as an element can be a very creative element, but so can fire, and they sort of do it in, as I see it, in different ways. Like water is more about being and like dreaming and getting inspired, and then like fire is like the doing. So there's something here about doing this week, going with the flow, following your excitement, getting your spark back, getting things in order. I love this. It feels very supportive to get sort of fun stuff done. It feels fun, honestly. Okay. But not a particularly quiet week. Okay, so what are the challenges for the week ahead, please? Ooh, interesting. Okay, so we've got Nine of Wands strength. Now, what I'm kind of getting from this is that some of you might still be feeling quite tired. You might not be feeling quite ready for this energy yet. We've also got the bottom of the deck, death. For some of you, it's related to the fact that you've been through a huge transformation. Death speaks of transformation. So the challenge might be that you don't quite feel ready for this. But what I'm getting is that, like, okay, there's a need to sort of there's a message that's been coming through for a little while, which is like getting our spark back, getting like excited again. Yes, things have been challenging, and yes, things have had to fall away and be stripped away, and you might be feeling quite tired. So I always advocate being gentle with yourself, but there is a need to kind of go forth and lead your own life again. This is also like the card of the leader, Jupiter in Leo. Jupiter in Leo is like very leadership energy. So it's about taking charge of your own life again, and she's taking charge as well, look. So I know you might have feel like you've taken a few knocks, and honour that, but it's like at some point we have to pick ourselves back off the floor and be like, right, I am in, not, don't want to say like in charge of my own life, but kind of, I am the architect of my own life. That feels more accurate, like this feeling of I get to decide, and I get to see all the goodness. I get to choose what I see, and like, yeah, this feels important to say actually. Like it again, this message came up last week. I don't know, sometime last week I think, where it's like when things are challenging, it's really easy to hone in on the dark stuff, on the difficult stuff, and to forget to see all of the beauty that is already here. Like we do have so much Venus energy being amplified. No, it's not quite happened yet, but she is in Libra and she does well there. So there is something about noticing the beauty, noticing the abundance. That just feels really important right now. Okay, the best part of this week, please. Oops. All right. 2 cards have come out, so I'll show you both of them. We've got 7 of Wands, Prince of Wands. Oh, I love that. Do you know what? It's so funny. I nearly said something like this, but I didn't. Because, you know, I was saying about this, I was like, but I wanted to say, but you're stronger than you think you are. And this card really speaks of someone who's been to war, who's been to, like, battle and had to push really hard. And with this being in the best part, it's like, now you see how capable you are. Yes, it's been difficult. And yes, I so want to honour that, because like I think it's important that we don't just brush over this stuff, right? But now, like, and we've got wands again, so many wands here, wands again. Like so many wands. It's like now you will see why you had to go through the challenges that you've been through, because that's the whole thing about challenges. They're not just here to like hurt us or be annoying or difficult in a bad way, right? It's like then we see what we're made of, then we see how capable we actually are. And yeah, like look at that, look how there is something about taking charge of your life here. Just sort of want to hold that for a second. You're stronger than you think. And this week I think you're going to really see that, and you're going to know, like, again, I know I'm repeating it, but just is feels worth repeating. You are so much more capable than you realise. I love that. Okay, guidance to navigate this week. Oh, yes. I've seen this card in my personal readings a lot recently, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Focus on what makes you happy. 9 of Cups. Sorry, that's a little bit blurry. Don't know why it's not going into focus there. But yeah, another card came out with it, which is the Aeon. So it feels like with these two together, a step needs to be made in order to get this fulfillment and happiness. Like, because it's a guidance question. So there's something here about focus on what your emotional, like, focus on your emotional fulfillment, but a step needs to be made this week. You need to make a decision, you need to make a step forward, you need to step in the right direction, is what I'm seeing. And focus on what lights you up. Like, that is so, I know I feel like I've been saying this a lot recently, but it's like getting rid of, you've let a lot of this stuff go now, and now you've got all this space for all this excitement to come through, victory, happiness. Like, this is lovely. This is such nice, helpful energy. You are stronger than you realize. You have so got this. Like, some of you have lost touch with that recently and felt a little bit, beaten down, but now it's like, I can see why I had to do this. Ooh, this is powerful. But yeah, especially over the weekend, like, really just like enjoy yourself. Like, it's going to be such, I really feel like it's going to be such a helpful, supportive energy with this Venus trine Jupiter. So I hope that you all really feel that and enjoy yourselves. Yeah, it looks exciting. I'm excited for all of us. Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching that. I hope that was helpful. And as always, if you have enjoyed it, liking, commenting, and subscribing is the best way to support the channel. So thank you so much for being here and giving me your time and attention. It really does mean so, so much to me. So thank you. Mwah.